is a very minor movement, okay? So in that position, I want you to almost imagine that your pelvis is an ice cream scoop.
Okay.
And you're going to scoop the ice cream up with your pelvis, okay? So starting in that position, I want you to tuck that tailbone under. You'll feel it in the lower abs. And bring the pelvis towards the knees. From here, I want you to reverse that action and you're almost unscooping the ice cream.
Okay.
So you're creating a bit of an arch in the lower back as far as you can, and you'll feel it in the back this time rather than the lower abs.
Okay.
And just rotating through those movements.
And where does this movement want to be coming from, Ella? It feels very subtle, but is it just my pelvis tilting up and down?
Yes.
And keeping my heels and feet on the floor?
Yeah. So you'll feel it in this direction where you create an arch of the back. You'll feel it in the lower back.
Okay.
And then when you're scooping the ice cream, you'll feel it in the lower abs. It's all about rotating that pelvis, keeping it moving, encouraging that lower back to move.
Okay. And I shouldn't be feeling any pain here?
No pain at all.
Okay. If I do feel pain, obviously I just stop.
Just stop if you do feel pain, or if it's too much of a range for you, then just less of that range.
Okay, that's great.
So this targets the glutes. So when we have strong glutes, we know that can keep the core nice and in line, as well as the spine. So it's going to be helping us towards relieving our lower back pain. So if we want to go down with our backs on the floor for me, again, heels towards the bum, just so that the knee is at about 90 degrees of flexion. From here, I want you to bring the pelvis up so that the knees, the pelvis and the shoulders are in line by tensing the glutes. So can you squeeze those glutes so that they're lifting the pelvis up towards the ceiling? The top point of the movement is where the pelvis, the knees and the shoulders are in a nice straight line. So there's no curve of the back and there's no U of the spine, So it needs to be in a nice diagonal line for me. I want you to feel it in the glutes so that it's a glute movement.
I can really feel it in here now.
Good. I don't want you to feel any ache in the lower back. If you are, kind of bring the chin into the chest. And you should feel it more in the glutes then.
And how long should I hold it up here for, Ella?
So I want you to hold this for around 15 to 20 seconds, making it quite challenging. From there, nice and slowly lower the glutes.
And when I'm coming down, I've heard people say that you should be like peeling the spine sort of layer by layer down onto the mat. What do they mean by that? I
like to pretend that your spine is a string with balls on it, and you're lifting each ball one at a time, peeling it off the mat, starting from the bottom, up towards that top position. So it's not just a up, down movement. It's nice and slow.
And to make it easier or harder, what could I do, Ella?
First of all, to make it easier, just hold it for a less amount of time. So instead of 15 to 20 seconds, it could be 5 to 10 seconds. So we'll do that now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then down. Continuing with the reps. And to make it harder, what we can actually do is a single leg variation. So when you're in that top position, I want you to lift one of your legs so that it's in line. The knee, the hip, and the shoulders are in line, and you'll feel it in that left-hand glute if your right leg is up,
Sometimes, Ella, I'm feeling it in the back of my leg at the hamstring. Is that meaning that I'm not switching my glute on enough?
So, if you're feeling it in the hamstring, just move those toes away from the glute a little bit further, and then you should feel it a little bit more in the glute. Yeah? Perfect. If your heels are too close to the pelvis or too close to the hips, you'll feel it more in the top part of the quads. If they're further away, you're more likely to feel it in the hamstrings and the glutes.
Perfect.
I'm going to show you a stabilizing exercise for the back, So in the tabletop position, James, each arm at a time, I want you to lift so that it's in line with the head. Perfect. And then back down. So this is option 1. This is the first stage of bird dog.
Okay.
Nice and controlled. Try not to dip the shoulders. Keep them in line and parallel with the floor. One at a time. Good.
And Ella, should my shoulders be in a neutral position? By that I mean not sort of pushed up or sunk down.
Perfect, exactly. I don't want to see any arches. It's not a cat-cow or any dips.
Okay.
Try and keep the back parallel with the floor at all times. Good. Once you've mastered this movement, what we can do is add in a leg lift as well.
Okay.
So with the opposite leg to the opposite hand that you are lifting, I want you to kick it out towards the wall behind you. So it's almost like a Superman pose.
Okay.
Good. Again, try not to let the pelvis dip from side to side.
Okay.
Keep everything nice and controlled.
And Ella, should I be aiming to hold it at the top here, or should I just be aiming to go through in almost like a flow sequence?
Yes, so a flow sequence is great to start on, as we were doing there. But to progress that, what we can do is hold it at the end range.
Okay.
Can you see how that's a little bit more difficult?
I can, yeah.
Yeah. And then bringing it back to midline.
Okay.
Good.
And can I ask, Ella, at the very beginning, when we were just doing the arm movements, would an alternative be just to do the leg movements?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
So that's going to strengthen the glutes more than option one, obviously, with the arm lifts. So that is perfect for relieving lower back pain to have strong glutes. So yeah, you're exactly right.
And is there anything else I could do? I've seen some people where they will go out and then at the end they'll sort of come in and touch the elbow to the knee. I don't know if that would be appropriate, or is it okay?
No, that is the hardest version of what we've shown today, so you're a pro. You can do it. So just give it a little go.
Yep.
So adding that crunch is making it a lot more difficult to keep that stable position.
Okay.
So again, we've got to do it really nice and slowly, engaging those abs at the bottom of the movement and then releasing them at the top. Perfect. So you can do it alternatively.
Okay.
Or you can work one side, then the other.
And when I'm doing that movement, I feel it more in the abdominal
in the
muscles.
abs. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Brill. So the next exercise I'm going to show you is a bridge.
Okay.
So from the seated position, just make your way down to the floor. So what you can do in that top position for me, just hold it there. We can add in a few marches.
Okay.
What I mean by that is just little lifts, leg by leg.
Okay.
Lifting the heel off the floor, and you should feel each side of your glute
Yeah.
tensing and controlling this action. Can you feel that?
I can really feel it.
Good.
I guess they should be, but small movements in some ways are okay.
Yes, small movements are perfect. The key with this is I want you to keep your pelvis in line at all times.
Okay.
I don't want to see any rotations with the body like this.
And I guess sometimes I feel like my hip is dipping slightly each way. I guess the key is to reset at the top each time.
Reset.
Okay.
Exactly. And if you feel like it's dipping a lot, just do smaller marches with the legs. Okay.
That's great.
An exercise to encourage lower back movements, James, is side bends. So it's nice and easy, this one. With your hands facing the body, so hands by your side, nice and slowly, I want you to encourage one hand to move towards the knees, and you'll feel a little bit of a stretch on that opposite side of the back.
Okay.
And then bring it to midline. Perfect.
And I should just let my head, I guess, follow the movement of the hand that's going down towards the knee.
Yeah, don't keep your neck up there because you'll get a bit of a strain of the neck. Kind of
like
follow
on that
it.
first movement, I'd kept my head straight.
Don't worry, it's easily done.
Okay. And at the bottom, how long should I hold it for?
I just hold this one for around 2 to 3 seconds.
Okay,
I just want to keep it nice and flowing, this movement.
Right, okay. And Ella, how could I make this one easier?
To make it easier, just don't go as far down with the hand.
Okay.
So just then you are going towards the knee. So just lift it up a little bit so you're just halfway through the thigh for me.
Yeah, I still feel that slightly actually in my back.
Yeah.
But it's not as much. And to make it harder, can I do anything?
So to make the stretch even more intense, what you can do is as the leading hand is moving towards the knee, you can bring the other hand over, and bring it overhead, and you'll feel a deeper stretch in that torso there, and stretch of the lower back too.
Okay.
And as you're leading with the other hand, bring the opposite hand overhead.
Okay.
Good.
Great. These exercises work best when done little and often, once or twice a day. Only move within what your pain allows and build up gradually. If you've got any worsening pain, stop. And if you've got any concerns with new weakness, numbness, or loss of sensation, please see your healthcare provider. Remember, some days are going to feel easier than others, and that's completely normal. Gentle, regular movement will help you stay mobile and resilient. Even 10 minutes a day can make a meaningful difference over time.
If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, then why not check out the next video here?